Cyclones will kick it away to start us off. On the move from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Making side adjustments here. Dropping back, it's Calandria. Flips it out in the flat. Breaks into the open. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. Got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Howard. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. And the Cyclones headed quickly to the line. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening and throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you can tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play. They'll put in play from the 41 on first down. Power football with the run. Hard running there. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle. And the Nittany Lions move the change with some signature hard-nosed running.
Some Big Ten physicality, some Big Ten running the football. Gotta have it. Gotta start with that when you're in the Big Ten and when you're at Penn State.
They'll give it to him again. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To throw, it's Calandria. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds him out of the backfield. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
How many times do you see receivers catch the ball and dance, and you get so annoyed because you're like, dude, do you see the yellow line? Go and get it. Really nice job by the receiver with the second effort.
Deep shot for the end zone. And this one falls incomplete, but I think the defense was in the neutral zone. It was a free play.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think the quarterback made the right read on that play. I know they're asking a lot of this QB. He's got a lot to focus on with the pass game and all the different types of runs that they have in their playbook. But on that play there, that pre-snap look told me to hand it up.
Ball's at the 27. It's third and short. Can they avoid making that fourth down decision? Got his man downfield. And into the end zone. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions.
It's so nice to have these big playmaking tight ends that are basically oversized receivers. Make a play down the field to him. Huge catch radius. Makes the play. And then I love the run after the catch. These guys can do this nowadays. He does the rest of the work and gets into the end zone.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They took it 64 yards right down the field. And they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Coming out with it, it's Lacy. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Looking to throw, it's Willis. Quick strike complete. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find the rhythm and to be comfortable.
Lost one deep down the right side. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down. The Cyclones come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Wide open downfield. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
And it's on third downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field.
There he goes. Gets it past to Marco. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
He'll get rid of it. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Smashes ahead. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Draw play, quarterback keeps it. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
The sure hands, it's Kemp. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
Hey, man, this fullback is a weapon. Nice job catching the football and then turning upfield to go pick up that first down.
The give to the fullback. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Calandria. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Fires on the move. Complete to the right. Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. Really good job when this play went off script, and that's the job of a tight end. Find the soft spot and stay in the quarterback's field of vision.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to play this kind of style of quarterback. That's always going to extend the play, make it harder on you as a defense. You got to guard longer in the back end, and just did a nice job getting outside the pocket and getting it to the big fella on tight end.
The offense thought they had a good look to run that play into with the QB, but there's just an example of a defender winning his one-on-one battle and making a tremendous play. Great effort by them.
And this defense does it again. Back-to-back plays for nothing. It'll be 3rd down. This whole red zone offense thing has been a little shaky. They've been stopped. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Penn State.
Yeah, and you failed on 1st and 2nd, but on 3rd down, you give it to the big fullback, and he does the rest. Lower the shoulder, lower the pads, run physical, and get in that end zone.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. So that drive covered 40 yards and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Back to throw, it's Willis. Makes the grab. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a 1st down. And the Cyclones want to crank the tempo.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout. And man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a 1st down. Looking for a physical attack from the gunner.
And after having a nice game like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
To the air on 2nd down. Caught close to the marker, it's Graham. And it's a catch, but he's got enough for the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Howard. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, 2nd down coming. looking to fire. Floating away. On the move to the right, looking for a big one. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Brought down at the 30 on the return, and his defense has set them up in scoring position.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket, the play's breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away. The defense took advantage with the interception.
They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. Back to throw, it's Calandria. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Kemp. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Primary targets all covered down the field, so the QB had to check it down. He found his fullback, but for no gain.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Blasted as he lets it go.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
One more snap coming before halftime. To the air on first down. Under fire. Pressure is all over him, and he can't get it off. Down he goes, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. The Nittany Lions will line up to kick off and start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lacy. He gets a block. He's got an alley. And there he goes. They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
What a way to seize momentum here. You start the second half, you take the first kick back to the house, great blocking, and an awesome job in the open field, making people miss and showing you the speed on that return. Wow.
The AT unit on the field. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. Everybody has to do a job, and they did that in brilliant fashion on that one. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Backed up now, here's second and long. Back to pass, it's Calandria. Grab near the marker, it's Thomas. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Last completion moved the sticks in, and let's see if they try it again. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Incomplete, and very lucky that one wasn't picked off. And, man, could they have used that? It'll be second down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Going to swing it on second down. Fires to the big fella. Turning it on. At the 20. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Well, if you were wondering if this offense was going to be more conservative in the second half after all the success they had in that first period, think again. They waste no time taking a shot on their opening drive early on. They've already scored a touchdown here. This defense continues to be on their heels.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the points come in a lightning strike, a 70-yard touchdown pass. Fielded in the end zone, it's Lacy. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Iowa State sending the offense back out. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, and who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The Cyclones in the hurry-up.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
Looking for a man. It's Willis. Pulls it in. It's Howard. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding you don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but it makes life really easy on you on second down.
Now the play fake. Oh, he wants it all. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa State.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Oh, he's got some space. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Give to the fullback, and they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. They're dealing with a second and long. Wants to throw. It's Calandria. Caught in the backfield. It's Kent. Oh, what a move. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
I like the mitts, the big fella coming in with the catch. Hey, running a little bit of a route, showing a little wiggle, getting open, throwing the football. That's what he catch a big fella.
From the gun, running back on the move. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Got it behind the line. It's Captain. Pick up for 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And this guy stood in the pocket, and he took one right in the kisser and still delivered the ball.
Showed you his toughness there, Reese, didn't he? And he still had to be accurate with that throw because that was man coverage. He really had to do a good job making sure that football was put on his target.
Finds a tight end. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. The Nittany Lions have it with a 1st and 10. Hand off to the fullback. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. So now it's 2nd and long. The give to the fullback. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. And the pass falls incomplete, and we have played 3 quarters. We've reached a break, and Penn State is on top. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. That is no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but we left some points off the scoreboard there.
Back to pass, it's Willis. Pulls it in, it's Johnson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds. Like
breaks into the open. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. And the Cyclones racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas, right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Bringing it back.
And some guys just have a knack of finding the football, and he is one of them. Like you can just tell when the ball's in the air, he's like, that is mine. His 2nd big game-changing play in this football game.
The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. A really nice job methodically driving down the field the last time they had it, but the missed field goal ruined the drive. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Oh, it's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him while he moved.
That's caught. It's Newsome. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
Man, this tight end, he is like a receiver once he has the ball, isn't he? He's so elusive. He can make people miss. He's got some wiggle, and he's got some speed. This defense, they have their hands full trying to bring this guy down.
We'll head to the 2-minute timeout. Tight ball game here, and this offense will try to milk the clock. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Big tight end makes the grab, 1st down, still on his feet. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down.
I'll tell you what, offenses nowadays, the throw game, they feel so comfortable with it, even late in ball games. Don't worry about the clock. They're not worried about that because they know the execution rate is so high. They get the big 4th down here in the 4th quarter.
They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Got enough for the 1st down and once more. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few 1st downs, and get a W.
The Nittany Lions, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. He'll keep it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Might as well keep pounding that rock at this point in the game, even though it's 2nd and 12.
And this fullback is just dependable, and he's versatile. He's not just a guy that can block. He can catch the ball. And like you saw right there, you can hand it off to him, and he can generate you explosive plays.
Gibbs to the big fullback. They stop him in his tracks, tried to sneak that fullback loose, and nothing doing.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. It's good, and that was dead solid proof. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Looking downfield, it's Willis. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. He's taking the deep shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
And this defense knows exactly the spot they're in, man. They are up, They've got their more defensive backs on the field. They're dropping back. You can tell they are taking away the deep ball. Nice job understanding situation, understanding clock, and what the offense is trying to do.
On third down, he drops to throw. Got him downfield. Ran right through the defense, just steamrolling the defense. He goes out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, but it might be too little too late. The Cyclones will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. One more play to pad the stats. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. And the pass will be incomplete. Looking for a little window dressing at the end, but the ball game is over. All business today for this ball.